Welcome to 10 on 10, where we have 10 things to show you every Friday. I'm Kayla Williams. Stephanie, imagine waking up and getting ready for work like you do every day, only to receive a text from your boss saying you no longer have a job. That's exactly what happened to dozens of staff members at the Early Learning Center. These staff members and parents who have children enrolled at the daycare gathered outside of a home this morning, struggling to understand what happened and why.
We don't even get to say goodbye to our kids at the daycare. They just closed down on us. They didn't tell us anything. So we're devastated and we want answers. We want answers. We want our money. We want to be able to find another job but still have money in our pocket.
I reached out to the owner of the Early Learning Center several times for a comment, but he hung up on me. The parents who paid the daycare have not been reimbursed, and staff members are unsure whether they'll be getting paid. Stephanie? Welcome back. We're in the 10 on 10 lounge. I'm so excited because we have one of my favorite artists in the studio today. He got his start right here on campus. Our guest today is Kayla Taylor. I was sitting in my room nauseous, thinking about my other options. Wall Street and maybe a stock man. A lot of artists are very critical of their work. Are you happy with your album, or is there something you wish you could have changed? Maybe?
There's so much I wish I could have changed. It's crazy because it's like when you're releasing it, you're like, you feel really good about it and you're like, this is the thing. And then the next day you listen to some like old school Bob Marley or something and you're like, oh my God, everything I just put out is crap. This is magic. and it just makes you want to kind of get right back to it. So that's the cool thing about music is, you know, as soon as you release something, it's like you start hearing other things and you're kind of on to making the next thing. Wow. But they can never really compete with each other because it's kind of like a timeline of your life,
right,
really.
It's like your thing.
Yeah.
Get ready and get set because my girl Cardi B is back at it again in the video for Migos' latest single, Motorsport. Let's check it out.
They reaching out like they back itching. Why would I hop in some beef? Why? When I could just hop in the Porsche. You heard she gon' do what from who? That's not a reliable source.
Motorsport is currently trending on YouTube and also includes rapper Nicki Minaj. It is also one of the first times we've seen Nicki and Cardi collab on a project together, with many people questioning whether the two rappers are friends or foes. So how are you feeling about Cardi B? Because we were debating this morning and you're like, oh, I don't know how I feel about her and Nicki is better.
Yeah, because Nicki is like the OG. Like, we have been with her for like 10 plus years, and you can't really compare the two because Nicki is very seasoned and Cardi B isn't yet. And I just prefer Nicki Minaj.
Okay, are you not Beyonce?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I found a picture, if we could cue that up, of Beyonce supporting Cardi B at the All-American Music Festival.
Yeah.
So explain this, Mallory.
Just because I prefer Nicki Minaj doesn't mean that I don't support Cardi B.
The town of Normal plans to pay $500,000 to local artist Nicholas Africano for the former Illinois Soldiers and Sailors Children's School Administration building. The council plans to reach an agreement with Africano tonight at 7 p.m. Local councilman R.C. McBride says that efforts have been made to try to renovate the site, but all have failed.
There have been efforts to do other things with that property to try to rehabilitate it. Unfortunately, it's very, very expensive to do, and there's just not been any interest in doing it, and it's unfortunately become kind of an eyesore.
The wife of Africano says that the property has been abandoned for over 20 years, with the cost of preserving the property being exceedingly unaffordable, and over $200,000 just to clear the property. 'Twas a dark and scary night at the Shakespeare Haunted Tour at Ewing Manor. Witches, villains, and Shakespeare's ghost himself took guests on a tour of the grounds to meet some of Shakespeare's ghostly characters.
Twas they that did her all this wrong.
What we do is it's like a haunted house, but it's with Shakespeare, and it's a lot of Shakespeare's characters, some of his creepier, ghostlier characters all the way through.
I got a chance to follow a group of people through the haunted grounds, and along the way, I discovered Romeo and Juliet's tomb, screamed at the sight of Macbeth, and conjured up a little black magic with a witch.
Fire burn and cauldron bubble. There you go.
Despite the creepy ghouls all about the area, the event was fun for people of all ages.
I think it's a good mix for older people and younger people because it's not too scary for the other people that they get so scared they just want to get out.
But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest.
Christian played a huge part in interacting with the children at the haunted tour. He says that as a theater major, he loves to see children experience Shakespeare.
And as a theater education major, I think it's really important to use theater to reach a younger generation, especially with something like Shakespeare that's so that kids today I just don't think can get enough of.
By the prickling of my thumb, something wicked this way comes here at Shakespeare. With TV 10, I'm Kayla Williams. With a purpose, essentially.
Definitely. It's a theater that we as students are passionate about, theater that the world is talking about at this time, and motivating conversation.
Awesome. So tell us about some of the current productions in the work right now.
We have a lot. We have one show that is featuring a story of criminals, diamond robbers to be exact. We have another show that features professors in a college environment that struggle with the life of a theater department, basically. That's been written by one of our professors here at Kim Pereira, yes.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. How much work typically goes into creating some of these productions? Because I know they're student written and they're done by us. It's not really something that's like with the mainstream theater department.
Yeah.
It starts as soon as school starts, really. We go through proposals for the shows that people want to direct, and then from there we get auditions to get the cast, and then they just start rehearsing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a full-length semester project.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what kind of messages do you guys tend to convey to audience members? Like, what are some of the past messages that have been conveyed?
It varies a lot, honestly. It's all about what the director feels is important to speak on right now. So this semester, we have a lot of shows that deal with identity, self-image, mental illness, perspective of what we as humans should view as other humans, things along those lines. So it ranges on semester, and it's all about what the directors are passionate about, what people are passionate about at this time, and how we convey it.
Awesome. And you were telling me about festival. There's a big theater festival that happens on campus. I've never heard about it, and I wanted you to tell me more about what that is.
Well, we do a fringe festival, which is basically every semester, usually in November and then usually in April, we do a week where we just perform these shows that we've been working on all semester. So it can range from anywhere from 4 to 5 shows. We've done a max of 12 shows in one semester. And it's basically us just putting all these shows on so we can expose the campus, our students, surrounding community members to this theater that we create that isn't necessarily showcased on the main stage.
As part of ISU's list of homecoming events, students were invited to check out the 2006 NASCAR flick. One employee of the Normal Theater says the movie was chosen as a way to reach out to students during the week of homecoming festivities.
I think we really have been trying to pick films that we think students would like to come see. That's been a big outreach that we've been trying to do with students here. And so this was one movie that we were considering, and WJBC has been advertising for us as well.
The event supervisor for the theater says that the movie selection is great because of its inclusion of ISU alums.
Well, I mean, I do. Jane Lynch is, she's an ISU alum. It also has Gary Cole in it, who is an ISU alum. So he's the guy, Gary Cole's the guy who's Will Ferrell's dad.
I trapped it, been keeping it in my bathroom at the motel, feeding it old pizza.
In the movie.
Okay.
So he also went to ISU. So it does have, it's nice ties. It's a good movie, like I said, to reach the audience, and it does have a lot of ISU folks in it.
ISU plans to host more events like this as homecoming week comes to a close. With 10 on 10, I'm Kayla Williams.